Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new scenario that just dropped. Now, it said it was going to be the 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix as Ayrton Senna. Now, unfortunately, and rather expectedly, it isn't that. It's actually a very lazy interpretation of that. So what I mean is, yes, it says 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix flashback, but as you can also see, we're going to be driving as Lando Norris. It says, with the end in sight of the Formula 1 Novo Grande Premio de Sao Paulo 2024, Lando Norris finds himself leading. However, the race has taken its toll on the McLaren MCL38, and he is suffering with gearbox issues. Now, one thing that I am concerned about is that I believe that they have already released this scenario on F1 23. If you go back on my channel about a year ago, it might have actually been F1 22. No, definitely 23. One of my first videos was a scenario at Brazil where I drove as Lewis Hamilton, in which he had gearbox issues and he had to try and defend. Now, in that video, behind me, chasing me, was Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso, and on lap 68, down the second DRS straight, Leclerc DNFs from the race. I'm interested to see if that is also in this scenario, because if it is, that is a new level of laziness, because what they would have done is taken an idea, in fact they might have just taken the straight up coding of it from last year's game, put it into this one, and then just change the driver and car from Hamilton and Mercedes to Norris and McLaren. But let's play it and find out. Alright, and we are ready to go. Now, I just want to say before I begin, if you could please like the video, because I told you to, and it really does help the channel. Now, first things first, do I have the wheel bug where it doesn't register my inputs properly? And the survey says, no I don't, and as you can see immediately, the drivers behind me is Charlie Leclerc and Fernando Alonso, so I do have a bad feeling that they have just straight ripped this from last year's game and put it into this one, which must have taken, what, 10 minutes maybe at tops? So, incredible really, but to be honest, I don't really expect anything different. This is just sort of a new low, if you know what I mean. Now, for the scenario itself, my tactics for it is turn the ERS off throughout Sector 2, because you can't really get overtaken, and then obviously down the main straight, just put on medium. If Leclerc gets a bit too close, put on the hot lap. Now, keep in mind, I will remind you again when the time comes, but on lap 68, on the second DRS straight, which is the one after these corners, Leclerc should DNF. And if he doesn't, then this scenario, I suppose, you could classify as being different from last year. Alright, come on Sauber, move out the way please. I've got an angry Charlie behind me, something that nobody wants, because he will get past if he's pissed off enough. Come on, move! Move! Actually, no, don't move, don't move. I can get DRS if you stay ahead for just one more corner. Yes! No! No, I'm not going to get it, am I? No, I'm not! You absolute cretin! Oh, he might have just ruined me. Okay, here comes Charlie. We're about to start lap 67. I should be able to defend fairly easy. I mean, when they say gearbox issues, the only issue really is that you're missing 8th gear, which I suppose is quite bad, but at this track, you only really hit 8th gear maybe once or twice, so it isn't the absolute end of the world. You probably lose about 10 to 20 kilometers an hour straight line speed, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is swing around here like I'm silly, get on the exit, and then as soon as I make it up to the next corner, we're turning that ERS off. Like, we're just getting rid of it. Because, well, if I was playing a multiplayer race, then Leclerc would probably get by if it was, you know, a real human. Luckily for me, though, it is artificial intelligence, and, well, it's actually, what can I say, artificial stupidity, I suppose, because they're really not smart when it comes to racing in this game. I could basically, for example, I could just sort of stop, and they don't, it takes them a while to go by. Right, let's actually get past Leclerc again so that I don't make an absolute fool out of myself. Can I even do that? I've got the DRS, but, you know, this is where 8th gear would come in really handy. Round the outside, we begin lap 68, send it into turn 1. That's a nice move, I can make it stick. Yes, I can. Now, this is where we should see Leclerc DNF. 5, 4, 3, 2. Right, that confirms it then. That confirms it. I literally just watched my video from a year ago playing this scenario as Hamilton in F1 23, and on lap 68 on that straight, Leclerc DNFs with Alonso behind. Here we are, a whole year later, being advertised of this Ayrton Senna special 1991 Grand Prix flashback, and it's just straight ripped from the previous year's game. Fantastic. I mean, I could be wrong, and usually I am wrong when it comes to the history of Formula 1, but in 1991, if that's the year where Ayrton Senna won his home Grand Prix, did he not also have gearbox issues? Here comes Fernando Alonso down the inside. Let's just make sure he doesn't get ahead so I can actually continue my chat. But I believe he did also have gearbox issues, because I remember, well, I say I remember, I obviously wasn't alive when it happened, but when I watched it back, he was like overly emotional about winning, which of course you would be, winning a home Grand Prix, and he did try so many times. But I feel like I do recall him having some sort of issue. If anyone is a bit of a more of a nerd than me, and you know the answer to that, please do let me know. And here we go, penultimate lap of the race. Let's make sure Fernando can't get ahead. Let's make sure he doesn't do a Brazil 2023 where he overtook Perez on the line by, what was it, like 0.08 of a second. That really annoyed me as a Sergio Perez fanatic. That really annoyed me. And then the same thing happened in Abu Dhabi as well, didn't it? He crossed the line because he had a 5-second penalty that was wrongfully given to him, in my opinion at least. And, you know, he only lost the podium by about, what, like a 10th over, I believe, Hamilton? I don't quite remember, but yeah, so let's just try and avoid Alonso getting past. I actually forgot once again to turn my ERS off, which might actually be my end. So if you're actually here to complete this scenario, you don't really care if it's ripped from the previous game. You just want a good score. You want to get the rewards. Of course, I will show the rewards at the end of the video. My tactics for this is quite simple. I would say, like I said, keep your ERS off throughout the middle sector because you can't get overtaken. Dump your overtake, you know, down the main straight, and then just honestly be, like, quite aggressive. In this game, they don't really punish you for a lot, and I don't think you lose points for, like, getting a couple of warnings. So if you really must, just drive into the other cars, or just send it up the inside like Ricciardo in Hungary 2014. Or, another thing you could do is just let Leclerc by down the main straight, because it doesn't matter how many times you try this, he will DNF on the second straight of lap 68, so you might as well just let him go, and then just focus on defending from Alonso, and that's all you've really got to do. Alright, here we go, trying to defend. Wait, oh, it's the end of the race. I didn't... What? Wait, that was the end? Oh. Okay, oh. I honestly thought there was one more lap left. I did not even realise that was the final lap. I was very shocked when I just saw at the top of my screen checkered flag. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I thought I had to do another lap. That's fine with me, to be honest, and to be fair, if I, you know, didn't put my overtake on when I did, I might have actually lost it on the line, like in real life. That was scarily close. So here's your final finishing order. Lando Norris takes the win despite his gearbox issues from P5. Fernando Alonso, P15 to P2. Oh. And, you know, if that was a real player, would have won because they would have just drove past me. With the fastest lap as well, Lewis Hamilton P12 to P3, Oscar Piastri P17 to P4, P9 to P5, P18 to P9. What are these comeback drives? Who do you even give driver of the day to? Alonso gains, you know, 13 places. Hamilton gains what, like 9 or something. Esteban Ocon gained 9. Stroll 4. Like, what? Okay, anyway, so that is the actual scenario. So if I click advance, it should say pass. There you go. Now, of course, remember, you get bonus points for the difficulty, the assists, obviously having, like, manual gearbox, driving line off, ABS off, that kind of thing, and not using flashbacks. Now, one thing that has always bothered me is that I don't remember exactly which scenario it was. I believe it was the Ollie Behrman at Saudi Arabia scenario. I completed it on 110 difficulty, without using flashbacks, with only the driving line on, so ABS off, manual gearbox, all of that, and my score was some 200,000 less than the guy who was in first. I still got like top 2%, but I had 200,000 points. The guy in first had 400,000 points. So there is obviously some little secret, and I was obviously faster overall. So if there is a secret to getting points that I have not mentioned with the assists, the flashbacks, and the AI difficulty, please let me know, because I am genuinely curious of how I get these like 300, 400,000 point scores. And so the rewards for actually completing this scenario, I think we do have some. So if we go to objective rewards, so this is what you get if you get in the top 100%, so basically just completing the event. That is a really, really cool helmet. I don't even remember him running this. There were so many Senna tributes at Monaco that this was probably just one of them that I didn't look at. That is a 10 out of 10 helmet. I love that. If you get top 50% in the event, which is, again, very, very easy, you get... Oh, I thought you got something else. So you get the helmet and some stickers, and then if you get top 30%... Oh, so this is all you get. I thought you got, like, maybe a decal or a livery or, like, a suit or something. But no, you just get the helmet for completing the event, and that's it. And then the other rewards are just some stickers. Oh, okay. Sure. Again, that's pretty... whatever. Great. So, that's going to be all from me today. Those are the rewards you get. The scenario itself, I still can't believe that they just literally took the same one from a year ago and put it into this game. I'm surprised I even remember that, but just seeing my gearbox having problems, seeing Leclerc's engine go, seeing Alonso behind me, actually, like, you know, gave me a little bit of a flashback, like it does say flashback there, and I remembered that video. So... great. I mean, no one really cares, especially I don't. I mean, it's obviously not nice seeing developers put this little effort into their game, but F1 24 is already pretty much a lost cause. The game is so horrendous. You know, it's got the lowest sales of any F1 game ever in, like, the recent 5 years, especially since EA's acquisition. It's been extremely low. It doesn't surprise me. Let's just put it like that. But that's going to be all from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I will be doing the Pro Challenge Gabriel Bortoleto at Brazil as well in the coming days. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Tune in to my Mexico Grand Prix watch-along this Sunday, or just the other sessions today on Friday and tomorrow on Saturday. See you then. Cheers for watching. Adios, amigos.